Critical hit Punch All Nazis takes place in the early days of World War II and combines high adventure with cosmic horror. All dates, locations, and historical events are thrown out the window in order to create a fun story, so don't put too much thought into historical inaccuracies. All accents are done poorly, but with love, and no disrespect is intended. Last time
on Critical Hit.
Critical Hit?
The curtain has fallen on Act 1. This was the worst thing that some of you have ever seen. John Arbogast seems very, put off by this insanity of, conspiracy in Carcosa. They're waiting for the king to show up. There's a party about to happen. There's confusion on who one of the characters is. Is it the queen? Is it the handmaid? Is it somebody else? The fact that everybody keeps putting on and taking off masks is super irritating to him. And throughout the first act, Carlos, you could just hear him harumphing the entire time, like how stupid is this thing? And when the curtain went down at the end of the final act, he kind of stands up and looks around and is like, I don't understand what the heck is going on with this. I thought we were supposed to be in Carcosa, not watching some damn play. I don't know. I found it very interesting. And if you would, Matthew, if you would roll a will plus resilience D2, we'll see if you found the play interesting or not.
2 successes.
All right, yes. Just like Dr. West, you also found this play very intriguing, and you want to watch more. Carlos, what did you think? You're familiar with this play.
I mean, I would have blocked it differently, but it's pretty much. It's pretty much like the actual play, right? There's not a big artistic license on anything. It's like,
oh no, the first act reads exactly like everything that you remember reading in your copy.
Yeah, solid. Obviously, by this point, Dutch has a lot of theories about what exactly the first act is trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing it in play really highlights some of them and downplays others, but it's all hard to tell without really getting an understanding of the second act, which he still hasn't been able to do.
Okay. Blisco, the blonde woman who just is sitting a couple of seats down from you, she looks just incredibly bored this entire time.
She's probably got a friend in that idea. I don't imagine Blisco even quite understanding exactly enough of what's going on to be entertained.
Yeah, I mean, this is poorly written. It looks to be the writings of a mad person. At the end of your row, Blisco, on each side, there are 2 Knocked Wolf soldiers with lightning rifles, not handguns. And in the back of the theater are 2 of the guys all dressed in leather head to toe with their knife hands or their blade hands. Smith has since removed his mask. He's also sitting in one of the side aisles, kind of watching this play. He seems oddly fascinated by everything, but he also looks a little nervous. And that is something that you can observe, Blisco or Valentino.
Hey, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Does that guy seem a little antsy to you?
Yeah, he kind of does. I wonder if he didn't like the play.
I don't know. Maybe just keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, you haven't seen any kind of fire exit, have you? I've been looking, but I ain't been seeing any.
I don't see anything, no.
Yeah,
of course, I've actually been watching.
Yeah, so the theater, the doors you came in are in the back. but there are no exits along the side. In fact, there are no. Typically in a theater, you might see some entryways down by the stage that would lead you backstage. There aren't even any of those. There are a couple of steps that lead up on the right side and the left side of the stage. There are a couple of steps that lead you up to the stage proper, but no other doorways. And again, this whole theater is lit by gaslight, and so that gives a different kind of a mood or glow to the theater.
Would there be any balconies or anything?
Yes, there are balconies, but there are no ways to get up to the balconies. Let's just say that, because I don't want to load up another map.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a fairly large theater.
Is there anybody on the stage?
No, the curtains are closed right now because it's in between the two acts.
Okay.
Well, I found that very interesting. Didn't you, Mrs. Arbogast? And she's just as like, ugh, please get this person away from me. I mean, just the whole conspiracy and the plotting that's going on, I find it very fascinating indeed. No, just me? Oh, well. And then the lights dim once, the lights dim twice, and the curtain rises on Act 2. As the curtain rises, the background scenery, the painted set, looks to be basically kind of the way you saw it in Act 1, although the black sun is now seems to be right on the horizon and setting. And it looks to be setting behind some kind of, I don't know, giant building. It's hard to tell from the way that it's painted, but there are two giant like statues of something on either side of these buildings. And again, this is supposed to be in the distance. And between those giant statues and presumably the front of the stage, there are other buildings of Carcosa. These buildings have almost a style that you might have seen in Vienna, just a little bit. Like there's Italian architecture here. Which is odd because you left Germany, but this is very Italian-inspired design. But everything is decay. In fact, as the curtain rises, you can kind of smell this fetid air kind of blow across the stage and out into the seating area. There's rot and decay, but also like dank water. And that would make sense because also it looks like there are canals all throughout the painted backdrop.
A woman walks. Perfected smell-o-vision.
Yeah. A woman walks on stage and she says, "The time is near. The king arrives. The party is about to begin." And you see different people move onto stage, and you can see some of them. They're all wearing masks of some kind. But instead of for a party, you would think that people would be dressed up. These people are wearing like rotting rags, and they're all wearing masks. Some people are wearing masks that are like, they're all the expressions are exaggerated, but some of them have very sad faces. There are a couple of people with very shocked faces. There are people with laughing faces on their masks. And it's a little odd and unsettling that this is the way people dress for a party to welcome a king. And then there's some nonsense that goes on where people pull to the side and they start discussing stuff in hushed tones. It's a little hard to hear. Carlos is someone who's probably done some theater, and same way with you, Valentino. You probably would have given some direction to speak louder and speak towards the audience so that they could hear what is being said. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to understand. At one point, Dr. West says, speak up, I can't hear you." And there's one face that looks back at him. It is a face that doesn't have any eyes painted on the mask, but it has a big mouth, and this hand just goes up to the mouth like a shush motion. And Dr. West seems to settle back for a moment, slightly disturbed by the fact that the cast members have acknowledged him out in the audience. Finally, as the I don't know, it's like 10 or 15 minutes into the second act. A person enters the stage, and that person is dressed in yellow cloth, and these cloth again, raggedy, like rotty. The person's arms appear to be wrapped in bandages. The person has got what looks to be a horrifying mask on. And Casilda, the lead, says, "The king approaches." And the king steps up and he says, "I have arrived. It is time to carry out that which I have decreed. Those that have plotted against me must die." And Casilda is like, "Oh, then that means we should remove our masks." And everybody on the stage all removes their masks. And Casilda says, my king, you can remove your mask." And the king says nothing. And then she says, "Wait, that's not a mask. That's not a mask. That's not a mask." And the bandages fall off, and the king in this rotted yellow garb is standing there with tentacle arms and tentacle legs, and he is now starting to grow twice as large as everyone else on the stage, and an arm whips out and it wraps around Casilda and starts strangling her. "Ah, my king, my husband." Ah! It strangles her so much that her head detaches from her body, rolls off the stage and onto the floor, rolling up the aisle just a little bit with such force, Carlos, that it stops just at your aisle. Other people on the stage start to flee in panic. Other people just at the visage of the king start clawing at their eyes and pulling out their eyes and ripping off their clothes and ripping at their skin just because of how horrifying this is. Everybody, please give me a will plus resilience D3.
Oh my gosh.
I assume tentacles.
Tentacles indeed. You should all see the king on the stage.
Yep.
I will use my Dauntless talent
Okay.
to get an extra die here.
Run a D3.
Yep.
Not have any focuses.
0
Oof.
successes.
Ouch.
Nicholas Halias has only 2 successes. Brian
Yeah, that
only
makes
has
sense.
2 successes. Carlos has
Yep.
0 successes. Velisco has 0 successes. All of you, please take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mental damage or mental stress.
Ow.
Courage soaks up. I was wondering when this man was going to arrive. Hello. And you also see, it looks like, Carlos, if you look at your parents, you can see what looks like blood running down the eye, the tear duct of your parents' eyes and down their cheeks. And so now they have like bloody tears streaking their face.
Horrid.
Yes. They both appear to be in shock. Smith gets up and he says, "This is just too much for me." And he pulls out a gun and he fires at the figure dressed in yellow on the stage. Bang, bang. And we have entered combat. When Smith fired his gun, it did not look like there was much damage done to this being that we cannot name.
Hmm.
But the thing that must not be named on the stage did turn and now looks at everyone out in the audience. Everyone on the stage is either screaming in agony and writhing on the floor or are dead.
Did any of them die just by being on stage, or did?
Oh yeah, they died from the realization that this is of who the true king is, and that he was not wearing a mask. And this face that you saw, this mask, is horrific.
Mm-hmm.
It is unnameable. This is definitely a Lovecraft trope or a J.R.R. Tolkien trope I don't want to
Mhm.
explain the battle. I just want Frodo or Bilbo to be knocked out for long enough for the battle to happen. Or
Right.
Lovecraft. It was so horrifying. We passed out and then woke up later after the carnage had ended. There's a giant figure on the stage.
Mhm. A horrifying thing that we can't really fathom. Am I too far away to shoot?
Yes, you are. You'd have to move up.
What if I wanted to shoot Dr. West?
I mean, you can if that's what your choice is.
I feel like that's probably a bad choice. But I also feel like I would consider it and then decide against it because there is an unspeakable mass. Let's go!
Yeah. I.
Go ahead.
What's the difficulty to shoot this guy?
The difficulty to shoot this guy is. Let me see if there is a difficulty on this guy beyond just the regular. I mean, you're having a D3 because of tentacles.
Okay, so it's not more than normal then.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Yeah, so this will be a D2 plus your tentacles, so a D3 to hit this guy.
All right. Yeah. After seeing Dr. Smith, is it Dr. Smith?
Yep.
Yeah. After seeing Dr. Smith, his gun bounce off of it and to just wipe out everything on stage, I'll pull out the prototype. Am I gonna have a chance to aim here?
Sure, you're sitting. You're not moving.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll aim to get the extra die. I've got a D3 on this, so that's not too bad. So that'll be a 16 for
Oh, 2 successes and a complication. Good thing you got that aim, right?
3 successes and a complication that I'm going to aim away.
Okay.
Because my fighting is at 4 with rifles.
Okay.
So that's 4 successes.
All right, 4 successes. You get 1 momentum back, so you guys have 2 momentum.
Damage. Have to remember how this works. +1 from insight, so 7. I will not add any momentum on at this moment because we need a little bit more. So that'll be 6 plus Pierce. 6?
Pierce 6?
Well, each effect is Pierce. So it's base Pierce 1 quality, and then because I used my aim thing, it is Pierce 1 again, or adds to the Pierce, so it's Pierce 2. So each effect adds 2 piercing.
Oh, 2 piercing.
Correct.
Wow. Okay, so you have Pierce 6 on this. So yeah, describe how you shoot this gun and how it shoots across the theater.
Yeah, pull up, lean on the seat in front of me, take good aim at the center mass, and send a bolt right above Herbert West's head, looks like, from that angle. To catch him in the center of the chest-ish area.
Okay. Yeah, you strike he who must not be named right in the chest. And the being feels it. He staggers backwards for a moment, not anticipating that anything could pierce his protections. So there's a bit of a shock that you can see in the body posture before it reacts and turns back and takes a step right to the edge of the stage. John Arbogast momentarily snaps out of his mania and looks back at you, Blisco, and is like, "Where did you get that gun? You shouldn't have that. That's a prototype. That's my gun."
Not at this moment, it's not.
And he gets up and he starts scrambling back one aisle at a time towards you. The blonde woman in your row, Blisco, she seems unimpressed by all of this. She just continues to look bored through this entire event. And she just sits there and is like looking at her nails, looking down at the ground, looking at John Arbogast climbing over the aisles towards you. The two soldiers, the two guys with rifles, they step up and they attempt to fire also with their lightning guns at he who must not be named. And they succeed. Yes. Let me double check here. I believe they succeed. Yes, they succeed on both of theirs. And so let's see if they do any damage as well. What's the maximum on that? Is that a 7 dice?
It's base 6, and I had insight.
Okay, but with yours we had to reduce it, right? Because of the pistols. So I think it's 7.
Pew, 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 pew.
If it's the foe seeker, it was 7.
Yeah, each of them send off their blasts, and 2 more arcs of lightning streak across the theater, striking the creature on the stage. But the being kind of just shrugs it off as these bolts of lightning hit it. The electricity run up and down its body and across its tendrils to the very tips where you just see these little sparks kind of shoot off into the air. The guys with the blades, the Toten, they just continue to stand in the back, just acting as sentries. Dr. West is sitting there just like, wait a minute, is this part of the play? I didn't know this was audience participation. Oh, maybe I can do something. Yes. And just kind of raises his hand, pick me. And that is his turn. Mrs. Arbogast is just still in a manic state, so she is not doing anything this turn.
How difficult would it be to chuck a grenade at this thing?
You could chuck a grenade at that thing. You, yes, that's an area effect, and that would be a ranged attack, but it would still be a D3.
D3. All right. I think I'll burn a momentum and try it.
Okay, and this is with your pineapple grenade?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't use aim on this because this is inaccurate.
Darn.
Okay. What did you end up with?
2 successes.
Only 2 successes. Okay. So, you throw the grenade and it bounces on the stage, and one of the tentacle slides out from underneath the yellow robes and just flicks the grenade back towards the scenery. And where you expect the a painted scenery to be, the grenade just kind of rolls off the stage and into the scenery. And a moment later, there is a huge explosion, and a wave of water just washes up onto the stage, washes over the stage, and is starting to splash down into the aisle.
Ah.
That's bad.
Yeah, I guess.
We should try and get out of here.
Agreed.
Where are we going to go? There was no exits.
We'll make one.
Oh, okay. But I want to be picked. Pick me.
I'll start also jumping over seats and moving to the back of the theater.
Okay.
Aren't there still
You
giant
hear-
monsters in the back of the theater?
There's no giant monsters, but there's men with blady hands.
Okay.
So you're just moving and not doing anything else, Carlos?
Yeah. If that gets
Okay.
me farther, yes. If it doesn't, then I'll do something else.
Yeah, I mean, you can move. You can move back. So that is Carlos's turn. Doc's turn.
Can I get... Well, okay. If I get into the aisle, there's going to be a black sun, and then there's going to be a blade guy. Do they seem to be reacting?
Yeah, the two guys that with the lightning guns, they fired at the
Okay.
person on the stage.
So it's not like they're standing guard to keep us here.
I mean, no.
Okay. I'll just follow Carlos then.
Okay.
Leap over the seat backs. Does anybody look like they need shooting?
I mean, there's a big tentacle monster up on the stage that looks to do you guys harm.
And the blonde woman is just sitting there.
Yeah, she's just sitting there kind of bored. And she sees you guys So before we get to her, since she already had a turn, the thing on the stage sees you running, and it moves down into the aisle, knocking chairs out of the way. And there's a wind that emanates from its robes out into the theater. Oh, complication. Is there a complication when you're an elder thing?
Yeah, it's us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a wave of like stench that comes off of the creature. It smells pretty bad. Yeah, like really, really bad. Like this is death coming for you. But unfortunately, that's all it can do. And I say fortunately because the result of a success would have been bad for everyone.
Okay.
All right, so now we're at the top of the round. So the woman with the blonde hair sees Carlos scramble over the chairs, and she just goes, "Cowards!" And she flicks her hand, and the totem with the blades on the left side of the theater rushes down the aisle and into the tentacled creature, and the totem succeeds. Yeah, it does 3 slashing damage towards the creature, but nothing appears to happen. A couple of rotted rags fall off of the creature in yellow, and as those rags fall to the floor, more tentacles emerge outside of the cloth. The other totem on the other side of the theater also rushes down and is able to make it into a splashy part of water that had gotten on the stage or off the stage. And you could hear the carpet making a squish, squish sound as it runs. Squish, squish, squish. Smith is like, "Don't run. We've got to get this thing." And he rushes down behind the totem and gets into another aisle by West and fires off his gun. He succeeds. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, not enough. Again, the bullets just kind of pass harmlessly through the fabric of this creature.
Yeah, how's that working for you?
It's not easy. It would be nice if we had some more help. Arbogast gets up to you, Blisco, and he goes, "That's my prototype. That's the prototype X1. You shouldn't have this. Ugh, look, you've damaged it." He can tell by the way you're holding it. "Let me have it.
No.
Let me have it."
No. Is he trying to take it from me at all?
He's demanding that you give it to him. Why would he take it from you? He's rich. He expects you to just hand it over.
Okay. I am keeping a wary eye on him while paying attention to the giant tentacle monster that I'm going to be firing again momentarily.
Okay. So you're not going to give it to him.
Shooting at it again. No.
Okay. All right. That is everybody's turn, except for you guys. Oh, the other 2 lightning guys will go here in a minute, but
okay,
you guys can go.
So Monty screams that we need to attack.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that Monty assumes that if you guys don't take it out, it's going to take you out.
I think that convinces Doc to try and shoot. Am I anywhere that I can do anything?
You need to move up a couple of rows back to where you were.
Oh man,
because if you're using your shotgun, that's a close range weapon. So you almost have to be in the same row as that totem character is.
How about here?
You need to be closer.
How about here?
No, you need to be one more row up.
How about here?
Well, that's on the back of the.
I don't like that. Okay. All right. I will take a shot.
D3. You have 2 momentum.
I have 2 momentum, and I have a D3, and I need
E3.
Yeah,
a D3 to hit.
No, D2. I'm sorry, D2 for this one. Sorry,
okay.
It's Blisco that needs the D3.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure.
As you get closer to the stage, Doc, you can smell that this water. Yeah, it doesn't smell good, but it also smells like seawater, like salt water. And you can kind of get the hint of like an ocean breeze coming from the stage.
Guys, there's an ocean on the stage. Bang, bang. 2
All right.
successes.
Hey, 2 successes. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. I don't have any piercing or anything good like that.
Wow. Okay, what are the effects?
I don't know if it has any.
I don't think there are any. Okay, so yeah, there is no other effects. You do 7. You blast it at this close range. One of the tentacles takes some peppering, but nothing else happens to the creature. And Dr. West is like, "Ooh, good shot there." The one of the men with the lightning rifle steps up a couple and fires and succeeds. And we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do not enough damage. It strikes him, but the creature doesn't feel compelled to deal with that kind of lightning nonsense. The other one also rushes up and attacks, and also succeeds, and 9 damage. A lot of it is absorbed, but a little bit of it goes through, and again, the creature feels surprised that it has been damaged by foolish mortals.
So what we can see of the backdrop, is there like any sort of beach or anything, or is it just all?
No, it looks, so if you were to, if the stage just wanders off, it looks like you're wandering out into a plaza, and then that probably where your grenade fell off the edge of this walkway into the water, into a canal. And so you can see that there are canals, and you can see buildings and bridges through this, but it looks like a painted set. So it's really weird that water is coming through.
Should we maybe try escaping through the backdrop?
I don't think we'd get very far. But, I mean, I don't know. You're the one with the most, esoteric knowledge. Maybe you should try and figure out if we could escape through the backdrop.
So if I make my way to the stage, and, well, here, how about if I just kind of go this way?
Okay. So you rush down the aisle, the opposite from the creature.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Try to make my way up there as far away from it as I can. If that's, yeah.
Okay.
As far as I can go, or whatever.
Rodrigo had suggested maybe you do something else.
I mean, can I observe and see if there's anything?
So you can use your
bizarre insight, maybe.
yeah, you can use your insight, your bizarre insight, and let's do a D2 and see what you can come up with.
Well, I could use my bizarre insight talent and generate one threat to obtain information without passing a skill test.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So I guess I'll just ask a question by way of obtain information to see, does it look like we'd be able to escape out that backdrop?
So here's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Based on previous conversations, and I'm just going to assume that these things have happened to either audience got to hear it or it happened off screen. But Carlos has told you a little bit about what he knows about the play. You have read, when you were in Russia, translations of what Carcosa is, and it appears to be a world between worlds, or another plane that intersects with your plane through spells, catastrophes, rituals, alignments of planets, those kinds of things. And then if Blisco has told you about his dreams, you know that these sets look absolutely real, and that he has run through these quote unquote sets before, and they are no mere just paintings on a wall.
Well, I do think we can get out there. I don't know that, like you say, we'd be able to get far, but might be better than in here.
Monster or wall, Dutch?
Monster.
Blam.
All right. Go ahead.
Aim and shoot.
Okay.
I know what my job is.
All right.
That's
Ow.
4 successes.
4 successes. So you get 1 back.
All right. Oh, that's
Oh,
rough.
yeah.
Oh no!
That one kind of shoots out a little wild and strikes one of the columns in the back behind the creature, and it shatters and explodes, sending shards of Paris of plaster all across the stage. And John Arbogast is like, "You fool! You've got it rewired wrong. Let me have it."
Why did you steal all those effects from me, Matthew?
Sorry, I had extras.
That was so much damage that would have been done.
So Carlos will pull out his rifle.
Okay.
And say, okay, into the painting, and will, I don't know if he can pull out his rifle and move and shoot, but
I'll let you move and shoot. I'll just assume that you guys always had your guns out because Nazis
sure.
and parents too. So
Yeah. So Carlos will move like diagonally as far as he can get.
Okay. You jump up on the backs of the aisle and you run across.
Yeah.
A couple of rows.
Yeah. And he will take a shot at the eponymous character. I'll give you a threat.
Okay, I will take that threat.
That'll activate my bold fighting talent. And then coordination and fighting.
Hey, 3 successes.
3 successes. 6.
Yeah, 6. Your bullets strike in the shoulders and just, the creature just brushes it off.
Yeah, that's okay.
The creature whips out with its tentacle and picks up the totem closest to him and flings it across the theater. It crashes into the back of the theater into a clump and lands unmoving.
Yeah, that guy's dead.
At this point, the woman with the blonde hair gets up and starts to move out towards the aisle. It is top of the round. The creature has gone.
So if I'm right here.
Yep.
I can shoot and then run, right?
You can shoot and move, yeah.
Okay. I think I'd like to do that. So I shall shoot at it and then attempt to use the 2 successes, boom, boom.
Okay.
To cover my running away as I run away. One moment. So I'm rolling damage.
Yep. Also a nice blast that rips away more fabric and you can see more of this creature's face and it is horrible. It is disgusting. It is like your worst nightmare come to life, but also kind of fascinating. You know that meme where the woman is like, "Ugh, no," but then, yes. That's kind of how you feel when you get a good look at this creature.
I know the meme of "just hear me out," but that doesn't apply here.
No.
Okay, I'm going to run.
Okay.
How far can I run?
About front of the stage.
I'm running away.
Yeah, which way are you running? I thought you were running towards the stage.
Oh, I mean,
Run down the aisle you're in.
I'm not in an aisle. I'm on a chair.
Or the row, excuse me.
What if I go here?
Yeah, you can get there.
Okay. I'm further away from it because it was literally like right on top of me.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be killed and eaten.
Reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
This soldier on the left side, the closest to the creature, pulls up its gun and fires its lightning gun. Success. Hits it for 9, and again a little damage passes through onto the creature. The Nachtwolf soldier steps up a little bit closer and starts screaming something in German. That, for those of you who can speak German, says you are you can understand it as you are an inferior creature. Go back to where you came. All hail the Nachtwolf. All hail Reinhardt in our quest for glory. The other Nachtwolf soldier our Black Sun soldier runs down the aisle. Also opens fire. Also succeeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, fires, but again, the electricity runs over the creature's body and off the tips of the tentacles. You there, boy, wait for me. And Dr. West kind of moves past Dr. Smith and gets out into the aisle as he appears to be coming for you, Doc.
For me? I do not wish to be eaten.
Oh, I don't think he's going to eat you.
Okay.
He just doesn't want you to get away from him. The other Toten now rushes down the front of the aisle past you, Doc, and you now notice, because you are very familiar with the smell of death, even though you are inundated with the smell of seawater rushing over the stage, or I should say salt water rushing over the stage. You can definitely smell a distinct odor of death, of decay coming off of this leather-bound creature. It rushes up to the King in Yellow.
Mm-hmm.
They fight, and the Tautan succeeds and slices at him, woof, 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 but does no damage to the creature. I'm telling you, let me have the gun for the last time, boy.
Blisco is ignoring.
Papa Arbogast.
Yeah, I couldn't remember his first name. I'm like, Carlos's dad as much as he can, while making sure that if he does try to reach out, I'm ready to defend it. Because the last time I handed a important thing to someone I thought was at least a reasonable person, I didn't get it back.
Fair
I've
enough.
learned a lesson.
Fair enough. I just need to make a change to it.
And what's that change?
Monty also leaps over a couple of rows to get closer to the stage. You've wired it wrong. It doesn't pack the punch it should.
Where'd you go? Is it?
It is any of your turn, except Matthew has already gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go.
Okay.
Dutch will shout, Blisco, move down, get into position to cover us. And in the meantime, I will cover him. So I'll take a shot at the critter.
Okay.
I will aim, and I will give you one threat. So that's 3 successes here. I'm gonna use my
Oh, nice.
threat reroll to reroll that 16
Okay.
for an additional success. So
Nice. You guys have 6
2,
momentum
3, 4. Yep. 7 damage. The Leon field does not have any.
now. No, it doesn't have any pierce or anything.
No, not as a quality. I have
Okay.
to spend a salvo to make it vicious, but that's okay. I'm not trying to do damage. I'm trying to power up Blisco.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. Valentino or Blisco?
I'm going to follow Dutch's call and get as far forward as I can. I'm going to head to the island, head towards the stage.
Okay.
How far forward can I get?
Well, if you don't plan on doing any attacks, you could move as far up as right in front of Dr. West.
Okay.
There you go. Valentino?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the aisle and move up as much as I can.
Yep, you can get up to the same place Blisco is.
All right.
Okay. The creature roars a mighty roar and gnashes its terrible teeth and flails its terrible tentacles. And everybody takes... How am I supposed to roll 10 dice?
What?
You're
1,
right. Don't
2,
do it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So everybody takes 7 mental damage.
Oh, no.
This guard right here in the front just drops, and his gun falls into the aisle. He is dead. Or he is
I've got
insane.
one box left.
Okay.
What are the damage thresholds?
Well, so remember, courage can soak up anything.
Yeah,
So,
I'm taking 5 after courage.
oh,
Me
okay,
too.
all right.
Yeah, me too.
was 7 total, right?
So 5 for you guys would be mental scars. You would you're taking an injury if you have a 5 damage total. So Blisco, you have seen things that should not be seen. That is your mental injury at this point. It's now going to be a little bit harder for you to shoot. You're now going to, in addition to the tentacles, because of this horrible thing that has been burned into your mind, you have your target has gone up by an additional dice. So to attack this creature, it would be a D4.
I hate it here.
I know you've seen things that you should not be seen.
I also took 5.
Okay.
Same thing?
Yeah, let's do the same thing. So your difficulty increases by 1.
Okay.
Anyone else?
The total was 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I take 2.
Okay. So nothing happens to you. Dr. West is just kind of like, what? What's going on? What's wrong with you guys? Why did those 2 soldiers fall down screaming in agony? This is not part of the play that I remember. So both of these soldiers have fallen down. Both of them have dropped their rifles, their lightning rifles. Oh, also this Totem has also fallen down. Sorry. So there's several of them that have taken a lot of damage.
Surprisingly sensitive, those Nazi zombies.
Apparently so. And now it is the top of the round. Smith is stunned by this attack, so he is not able to move this turn. Mrs. Arbogast is not doing anything in this attack. The blonde-haired woman, she throws up all over herself, just loses control, and just continues to eradicate her innards, whatever she had for lunch. Oh, look, there's corn.
All right.
Yeah. John Arbogast also is just kind of brushing this off as he moves down towards the aisle to follow Dr. West. Come back, you! I'm telling you, I can fix this gun. Okay. That is everybody who's doing everything.
Dutch will hop over here.
Yep.
Grab a lightning gun.
You now have a lightning gun. Please note that while Prototype X1 has a minus 1 die on it, this one does not have that problem. So you can look at the Foe Seeker. It has 7 dice worth of damage. Pierce 1. You should have access to. I'll just make it visible.
And then if I can, I'll also try to jostle. Or Dutch will try to jostle his mom.
Okay, what do you do?
Mom, snap out of it.
How do you just shake her and say that, or that's it?
Yeah, like
Okay.
pick up a gun, grab a shoulder, give her a shake.
Okay. You give her a shake, and she turns and looks at you, and her eyes are like solid black. And she rises up and extends both of her hands up into the air, and she mutters something under her breath. And suddenly there is a blast of black energy that shoots out of her hands towards the creature. And she succeeds. And she does 10 damage on this thing. And this creature is visibly frightened by the power that this woman has. It moves back up onto the stage because of this. This expensive energy, you realize now, Carlos, that she was not in shock this entire time. She was preparing a spell.
Oh. No, my aunt always told me she was a witch.
Yeah. Your mother now looks extremely exhausted as the black fades from her eyes, and she collapses down into the seat.
All right, I'll pick that up too.
You pick up your mother? Okay. You have one mother and one rifle.
Do not confuse them.
Well, why not? She deals way more damage than the rifle.
Let's see. John Arbogast moves down here next to Dr. West. Good, Carlos, get your mother. She's very important. Smith is still catatonic. Dr. West moves up into the splashy water. Ooh, this is real water. I like the props. Very good, very good. Ah, ha, ha.
Can I shoot him?
I mean, you can if you want. Is that what you were going to do during your turn?
I presume he's undead, and I feel like they're...
Why would you presume he's undead?
Well, because he's like 100.
Because no one has seen him in the tri-state area recently.
Yeah, exactly.
He disappeared like, 20 years before? I don't know.
Yeah, so 20 years before, he would have been 20.
He's probably dead.
So he's in his 40s then.
Yeah.
I mean, I know back in 1940, everyone thought that if you were in your 40s, it was time to hang it up, old man. And
everybody looked older then, too. Remember?
Yeah, so
the skipper from Gilligan's Island was 36.
I would assume that he's 120 years old and undead. So Matthew, Rob, or Brian?
I'm going to make my way up the stage and to that backdrop.
Okay, you can make it as far as here.
All right.
You can make it around. You splash through a lot of this water that continues to slosh over the stage onto the aisle. And as you walk up the steps, you too can smell this sea salt smell as it washes in. And as you get closer, it sounds like you can hear waves hitting like a pier. Anything else you want to do?
Basically just pick it up there as quick as I can.
Okay. All right. Matthew or Rob?
I would like to start providing covering fire.
Okay.
I've gotten ahead of Dutch. Dutch needs to now get ahead of me. We know the drill. Aim, extra die. Do I want to grab another extra die off of momentum?
Yes.
Since I've got 4.
Yes.
I have to hit 4 now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll spend 1 momentum for 1 more die. So I should have 4 dice.
Okay.
Or 3 successes so far. Let me re-roll that 20 for 2 more successes.
All right. 6 momentum.
I would like to spend 2 of that for extra damage dice.
Okay. You're down to 4 momentum.
Okay. 7 damage dice, or 9 damage dice, excuse me.
Nice.
2, 4, 6, 8 pierce with 8 damage.
Shopping.
Okay, so 8 pierce. The creature just lights up, and you would think that these robes, Doc, you were close enough to see just like drippy wetness all over these rotted rags. There should be no way that these things would catch fire, but the lightning arcs across the stage, woof, 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 and lights up the robes of this creature. The creature moves into the center of the stage, a pyre of fire. It's screaming, its tentacles waving and whipping in the air, and a bunch of smoke just wraps around the creature, and poof, it is gone.
What?
I don't think that's the last we've seen of it, but I'm glad it's gone.
Shut up, Dr. West.
Why? What did I do? This is an incredible play. All the pyrotechnics. I would come and see this again.
So Valentino is way up there in the water, yeah?
I mean, he's on stage. There's water on the stage, yes.
Can I get up here and join him and be
yes,
like,
we're out of the fight.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Does this still look like it's the only way out?
It does look like it's the only way out.
Okay.
The blonde woman has moved up to the stage as well. She's standing there. She seems to be at a loss because she has no creatures to control. Smith has snapped out of it. He's kind of in a daze a moment. He looks over his shoulder back at you, Carlos. He's like, "What just happened?" It was a big boom and a splash. Oh, it was wonderful. You should see it.
Yeah, the second act.
Well, it was murder. No, it was madness.
So is there like a curtain on the side of the backdrop?
Oh no, it's just like the stage right up to the backdrop.
Well, okay. Well, then I'll go right up to the edge and peek out and look around and
Yeah,
see.
sure. You get right up to the edge and you peek out, and sure enough, as you step up towards that backdrop, you disappear. Whoop, whoop. And suddenly, everyone who's in the theater, you can see what looks like a painted figure of Valentino in the streets of the city beyond.
Is he moving?
Whoa.
Not at the moment.
Uh,
I'm going to try and grab Dutch's attention and point at the other lightning gun. Because he's the close one.
Yeah, but I'm busy.
John comes up, your dad comes up to your mother, and I'll take her. Ah, you did great. You did wonderful. Oh, thank you, John. Oh, I didn't know I had it in me. Oh, this is why you're one of the highest priestesses in the order. Very good. And they kind of hold each other as they walk up down the aisle and up towards the stage as well, where Valentino or Doc are currently, where Doc is currently standing, and where on the backdrop the painting of Valentino is also standing out there in the streets of Carcosa.
Can I touch the backdrop?
You go up and you touch the backdrop and you disappear. And suddenly on the backdrop you see another figure appear next to the one that looks like Valentino. And this one kind of looks like a painted version of Doc.
Mm-hmm. Would you say I'm like a Chagall, or maybe more of a Mort Walker?
This is, if we're talking, well, I guess it depends on this. Like, what decade does Carcosa or does this theater appear to be?
This would be like the Renaissance period. The painting would be, the Carcosa would be modeled after the Renaissance period, the same period that the luminaries would have broken through. But that's typically how Carcosa has always been portrayed, is essentially Vienna. And then the theater that you're in looks like an 1800s gaslight theater.
Okay. So if they were going for the Carcosa thing, then you're probably pretty realistic. If they're going, if they're from this theater, then you're actually probably pretty abstract.
Yeah, I would say that they look like Hieronymus Bosch characters.
Yeah. Oh, horrifying.
Yes.
All right. I'll grab the other gun and start heading towards the painting, and just like
you have two guns.
Mm-hmm.
You are standing on the stage with the blonde woman, and Dr. West has moved up onto the stage as well. In fact, everybody has moved up onto the stage, and they're all kind of just looking at the painting of the backdrop.
Dutch does not stop. He's like, last one in is a smudge on the fresco.
Yep. You walk right into the backdrop, and poof, sure enough, there is suddenly a figure that appears with two rifles, one in each arm, holding them up in the air. Like some kind of military action hero.
Immediately follow suit.
Yep. Same thing. Boop, boom. And everybody goes through the wall, and you find yourselves in Grim Carcosa. Critical Hit Punch All Nazis is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment and was produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you would like to get a behind-the-scenes making of this episode, be sure to check out the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Major Spoilers. Each week I discuss my plans for the upcoming game session, and Dr. Brad Will is there to share his reactions and advice on how to be a better game master. I will warn you, though, there are spoilers galore in every installment of the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition. So, if you don't like spoilers and don't want to know what I am planning next, don't listen to these episodes. Though, I will say, if you do listen, you'll be able to see how and where the players throw a wrench into my plans, and you're also going to have greater insight into the world that's being built into this campaign. Finally, we want you to record yourself doing your best on Critical Hit and send it to us at podcast@majorspoilers.com, and your voice will join the growing chorus of fans in upcoming episodes as well. Thank you again for listening this week, and here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2025 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.